I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Yeah.
Wages of sin, death to your cult leader. You ain't one West, so you don't know scripture. Nah, you ain't in the truth, so we don't know niggas. Look, I had to change my ways, I don't know sinning. Got the name changed, not to Zion, how would I? How was I ever in the world? I gotta ask myself. Man, the white man, the devil, I ain't imagining putting this in the hill, but my people can't imagine hell. I'm in the field with black natives and Hispanics. Never drop my sword and I don't panic like Muhammad. The church and house of Satan, they just want your time. And you can go against the law, but you won't survive. If you can't have a drink, we get birthed alive. Won't me along my enemies, the worst advice. If you ain't UBK, you don't worship Christ. Nah, say you don't worship Christ.
Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
Up this way. Hold on one second. Go to Coach Melissa. All right, Shalom Israel. We are yet here at another episode of Sharpen the Sword Radio. You understand? And I'm your host, Captain Degal Gabar, up under Commander Junior Hunter of the ISUPK. You feel me? And man, we had a couple of things, make a couple of announcements real quick before we go. Of course, we got our regular classes here, right here in the city of St. Louis, going down every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. And then, again, we got the Sabbath service going from 10 to 12 every Saturday. All right. And we had a food drive, another glorious food drive, man. And we're going to have yet another one. Commander Johanna is keeping that food coming consistently. 13,000 pounds every week out. Yeah, right. 13,000 pounds of food, okay? And we just did that this past Friday, and man, it went well. It was glorious. We're going to be doing it again on the 18th, all right, of September, right here on the parking lot, 5261 Delmar Boulevard. You can't miss us. We're going to be outside with the food, you know, all 13,000 pounds of it until it's gone, okay? So all you have to do is pull in one way, pull up to where the brothers and sisters are loading up, and we're going to load up your trunk, your back seat, your front seat, hell, your lap, you understand? Look, I seen people that turn around and saw that good fruit in their eye, you hear me? Man, they had the grapes and the strawberries all in their lap before they even pulled off, you hear me? Yeah, right. You know what I mean? But, man, it went down, and we got a bunch of fresh fruit this week, man. You know what I mean? We had, oranges, apples, grapes, strawberries, blueberries, pears. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it went down. There's some lettuce in there. What else we have in there, Bob? There's some limes. Oh man, it went down. We had a lot of fresh vegetables, man, some healthy stuff. You know, we ain't had hot dogs and chips this week. You remember, like we ain't had them dogs and them burgers, okay, like we did in 1 week. But we're gonna do that again too, man. You know what I'm saying? The one sister, she said, man, she said, I'm always come here. She said, man, I miss that. That's why I mentioned that, because she said, man, I miss them dogs and them burgers. She said, I stood in that long line just to get that. Because the line was all the way down the damn hill, man. I'm telling you. But it's a beautiful thing. You know, somebody has to do it. You know, and Commander Junior Hunter is the man that is taking care of this nation the way that it needs to be taken care of, by giving them food, barracks, places to stay. You understand? And most important is truth. All right, the thing that will ultimately fix your life, all right, is how to actually serve the Lord. You understand? No mumbo jumbo, no lies, no speaking in tongue, no scabala, no none of that. You understand? And definitely no sexual deviancy, man. And we're gonna go in on that. You understand? These preachers, man, and these Christians, still like even in the pandemic, man. You understand? They can't even control themselves. You know, we got a couple of stories about that. You understand? We're gonna go in on the first one now. You go ahead.
You said the Pope.
Who?
What?
No, I said coach.
The coach.
You said the Pope. Hey, look, you already know the Pope been doing that forever, man. Been molesting little kid. You're just normal until you're like, oh, it's the Pope, right? You know what I mean? Hey, look, yeah, God, they've been molesting little boys and little girls since forever, man, in that nonsense. You understand? And it's ridiculous. All right. Let me see, which one was it? You got it?
Time.
Okay, most time quick. What's the title on that one?
Foreman Jackson area coach pleads guilty.
No, I'm saying, what did I put in there? Because I put some stuff in there too. I put a title on every one. Okay, I see it. I didn't on that one. No, that's why I couldn't find it. I got you. I'm with you now. You got it, Ward. Go ahead.
Former Jackson area coach pleads guilty to sexual assault of minors.
Pleads guilty, man. You understand? And why would he plead guilty? Because he did it. It's too much of this going on, man, in this nation. You understand? Just period. You know what I mean? Period, man. Little white kids is getting molested like, you know what I'm saying, no other. Okay? And then these are the people that we turn around and want to be next to. We want to live next to them, be with them, and oh my God, they're ridiculous. You understand? But this cat here, this is actually a brother. And we have got all of our filthy ways from them. By us wanting to be one with them and join them and hold hands with them and protest with them, protest to be with them and march to be with them. This is the kind of stuff that you end up doing when you, like the scripture says, envy not thy oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And I'm paraphrasing. You understand? And time again, we have chosen their ways. You understand? On how to do any and everything, man. Even when it comes to dealing with our children. You know what I'm saying? Our little girls, our little boys, they're supposed to be strong and handsome. They're supposed to look good. Their little girls are supposed to be beautiful. Hell, their mothers is beautiful. You understand? They take after their mother, you know, but they're not supposed to be molested, man. You understand? They're not supposed to be seduced, enticed, raped, molested, any of that. They're children, okay? And they need to remain children until they become an adult. And right. Then they can make that decision on who they want to give their body to. And most importantly, they need to be in here so they can get taught that once they give their body to that one man, that first one, right? You understand? Not this filthy coach, okay, that took advantage of a little girl and molested her. You understand? You're supposed to be with that one man that you want to give your body to forever. This cat here is a scumbag, all right? Molested a little girl. You know, he's coaching little girls on the basketball team, and then turned around and took advantage of them, you know? But this one, no, it was two, wasn't it? I think it was two, right? I think two ended up coming out and telling on him, but I'm sure it was more. You know what I mean? I'm sure it was more little girls that he ended up taking advantage of. All right, go ahead, Yvonne.
A former Jackson County basketball coach accused of sexual assault of a minor has pleaded guilty.
Pleaded guilty. Keep on.
Terrell Sanders, 31 of Jackson, pleaded guilty Thursday to one felony count of third-degree criminal sexual conduct.
Good night.
With a minor between age 13 and 15.
Minor between the age of 13 and 15, man. This is a sick bastard to turn around and desire a child, man. He got a lot of demons. You understand? This cat has a lot of demons to turn around and look at a beautiful little girl. Our little girl's so beautiful. You understand? But it's in a different way. You understand? My daughters are beautiful. They're all minors except one. I got one. Yeah, I got one that's an adult now. You understand? She's 18. But the rest are still minors, and they're beautiful, you know? And when I see other brothers and sisters' children, they're beautiful, you know, but not in a sexual way. But this cat did. You understand? This cat turned around and started molesting the damn children. Oh, come on, go ahead, work. All right, let me pick up where the brother at. Got an important call to make real quick. Let's pick up where he left off at. Let's see. Okay, it says Sanders' case was prosecuted by the Attorney General's office because of a connection between the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office and the victim. The case ended up in the Ingham County courts after Jackson County judges recused themselves from the case because of a conflict of interest, the Attorney General's office said. The female victim, who was 15 years old at the time of the offense, and her family supported the plea agreement, the Attorney General's office said. MLive Media Group Jackson Citizen Patriot does not name victims of sexual abuse. Okay, so this cat here, this was the end of last year. You understand, when this case was brought out against this sexual deviant, man, against this pervert that ended up molesting some little 13, 14, and 15-year-old little girls. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next story. 1 second. Go ahead. What you got to say?
This nigga just called me and say he just sent the schedule out today, and I got it. He said he just sent it out now.
You gotta
I gotta be at work now.
Good night. Damn. The white man is the devil.
Man, come on, man.
Damn. Ain't no swear word. Go ahead.
I just did 4 days straight.
Huh?
Yeah.
14. Hey, man, look, we in modern Egypt. Ain't no days off to go serve the Lord. You understand? It is what it is. The white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of. Ain't no swear word. Go ahead, man. Let's see, we get this next story. All right, shalom, Lord. All right. Now, the next sexual deviant, man, is a preacher up out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, man. Now, like these pastors, like after all of the stories, one after another, you understand? It's preacher after preacher. It's Christian after Christian. The coach, he claimed to have been a Christian. The one that was molesting little girls that he was coaching on the basketball team. You understand? He was a Christian as well. He so-called believed in Jesus. This cat here is preaching Jesus all day long and the love of Jesus. You know, it's all they talk about is love of Jesus. He's such a Jesus freak. We're going to find out how much of a freak this cat really is. All right. It says, pastor accused of sexual conduct now considered a fugitive. The Michigan State Police announced Wednesday that a Kalamazoo area pastor accused of sexual conduct is now considered a fugitive after failing to turn himself in. Wow. Now, some pastor, some preacher, God got him, right? The devil thought he had him, but God got him. It didn't stop him enough. I guess God didn't have him enough to turn around and help him turn himself in and prove his innocence. He turned around and was running, was dipping. Okay? Now, we're going to find out what his excuse was as to why he couldn't make it to court. We're going to find it out in a little bit. All right? But previously, the Reverend, this is Strict Javar, whatever, however you pronounce that name, Strickland had a warrant issued for his arrest last month. He is facing 11 felony counts for incidents alleged to have happened between 2015 and 2018. He is accused of paying 4 teenage boys for sexual photos and acts, including paid acts with his wife, Jazz Monique. Strickland has maintained his innocence ever since he was first accused. It is alleged that he met these teens through the work of himself and his wife at Phoenix High School. Okay, now, of course, Eddie Long, he turned around and said he was innocent as well. Eddie Long said, I'm innocent. I didn't do this. But then went to court, 9 young men that came out with the accusations of him molesting them, taking advantage of them on different trips and things like that, giving them money, buying them fancy clothes and shoes and things of that nature. Put the mic in here. 1 second, everybody. 1 second. We have some issues on this mic. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we got something going on with these mics now. But anyway, like I said, Eddie Long had claimed to have been innocent as well, right? He claimed he was not doing anything wrong, you understand, to those little boys. Eddie Long was clearly a homosexual, all right? And most homosexuals will molest children. I mean, you're a sexual deviant. You understand? You'll sleep with any and everything. You prey on little children, little boys that, you know, didn't have fathers and mothers need help with them and things like that. And the first thing that come to your mind is taking advantage of the little boys when they come to your church or your programs. You understand? A lot of our children, you better watch that too. A lot of sisters and brothers be trying to find something to do for their kids and put them in dancing and put them in football and put them in baseball and basketball and all these programs, and the whole time these coaches, and then you send them to these churches. I don't know why, but you send them to these churches and they forever molesting. They're forever molesting these kids. It was a sister, I believe, I forgot, I can't remember what school it was or if it was a football program like Matthew Dickey's or something like that. I can't remember where this was at. But a sister had took a bat and went to wherever this was, either the school or, like the youth program, whatever it was, and beat the hell out of the football coach. Almost killed him for him molesting her son. You understand? So, I mean, man, you got to be careful. You want your kids, we want them to play sports as well, but we don't want them to get molested at the same damn time. You understand? Because you're not there to monitor them. You just want to push them off on somebody else and put them in some program just because they want to play football or they want to turn around and play or dance or do whatever type, extracurricular activity or whatever type of sport, and then they end up getting molested and getting their innocence taken from them. and getting damaged and destroyed in a way to where a lot of them don't even come back from. All right? So be careful of that, man. All right, but this pastor here, he turned around and was paying, let me get him on the screen too, man. This cat, he looks like a greasy bastard. You understand? He looks like a slimy individual, man. You understand? 1 second, let me put him on the screen, man. Let me get this pastor on the screen here. 1 second. They said in the report that he would pay these young guys, these four underage boys, to have sex with his wife while he sat there and watched. You understand? That's disgusting as hell, man. 1 second, it's coming up. There we go. Let me get this cat on the screen. 1 second. Uh-oh. I'm in the wrong email. One second. There we go. I'll take the other right now. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna show you a picture, man, of what ends up happening to our boys, man, and our girls and things when they get molested, when they get taken advantage of when they're children. I'm gonna show you this picture, man. It was hard for me to even look at, you know. 1 second. It's moving kind of slow. Bear with me. All right, there he is. Let me see if I can zoom in on this cat's picture. All right, if y'all can see him on the screen, man, that's the preacher right there down in Kalamazoo, Michigan. That's molesting little boys and paying them to have sex with his wife and paying them for pictures and all types of sick things, man, that you should not want from a child. You understand? Let me see. Let's see if I can get to. All right, it says in total, he faces 4 counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct, 3 counts of child sexually abusive activity, and 4 counts of human trafficking of a minor. All right, and it says Strickland first became the pastor of Kalamazoo's Second Baptist Church in 2012. It's always these old nasty preachers, man. You understand? It's always these old nasty preachers. Let me see. Let me skim through this a little bit. Now here's the part where his excuses why he couldn't show up for court, why he was on the run. All right. It says on Wednesday, multiple news outlets, including Wood TV and MLive, reported that messages received from Strickland and his lawyer, Mike Hill, say that Strickland is not running from his warrant, and that he has instead been having car troubles in the southern part of the country. So I guess your car just don't work right in the southern part of the country. Like, get the hell out of here. Him and his lawyer is a slimy bastard. You understand? And his lawyer is the devil that the Bible speaks of, okay? And then he also said that hurricane weather is further hindering his arrival. You understand? That's nonsense, okay? What he turned around and is doing is he's trying to, clear that path, figure out a way that he can say he's innocent, knowing that he's guilty. You understand? Because if he was so-called innocent, he would have turned himself in right away. He would have, what? Sexual abuse? None of this ever took place. Let's go deal with this. That's what he would have done. But he didn't. All right? Okay, then it says, in addition to the sexual conduct charges, Strickland also faces an assault charge stemming from an incident in December of 2019 involving a deacon at the church. According to MLive, that case will head on trial on September the 30th. So he not only is abusing the little boys in the damn church, you understand, and in his schools and things like that, he's also beating the hell out of the goddamn deacons, the people that he's supposed to be his brothers, the people that he's supposed to love so damn much. You understand? That's ridiculous. All right, now let's go to the next story. Let me get the next story up real quick. But this is ridiculous. These Christians, man, they are totally in the way. And they are extremely disgusting with their behavior. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, Pastor John Gray is back in the news. And we got a couple of, I got a video I want to play of his. Okay, wait a minute, Salaki. This is the video part here. I want the article part. Okay, let me pull the video up. One second. This is Pastor, there we go, John Gray. Notorious Pastor John Gray. It ended up coming out. He first hit the news. I don't, I didn't listen to him like I was trying to. Hold on one second.
Passive income business that allows you to be.
All these damn commercials. One second. Okay, there we go. I wasn't listening to the guy like trying to, understand his service or none of that. But when he first hit the news, he turned around and had bought his wife. He was apologizing for the wrong that he had done, and he had turned around and bought his wife a $200,000 Lamborghini truck. Okay, and the wife told the reporters in the news that God told him to buy her that truck. Okay, and what we later found out is that he was hiding a horrible secret. Okay, he had supposed to have been molesting. I forgot how old she was, but she was a minor, and she was supposed to be molesting some little girl. It all came out, and then you understand, he turned around and bought her the truck. Okay, as a, I guess I'm sorry, gift. The same way Kobe, when he turned around and Kobe Bryant had slept with that white whore in that hotel, you understand, and then she ended up setting him up. He turned around and bought his wife, I believe the ring that he purchased her was either $1 or $2 million. You understand, to say he was sorry. You understand? So, but this cat here was doing something that, man, you can't just apologize for molesting somebody's child, right? But now he's in the news again for trying to sleep with one of the deacon's wives, and I'm pretty sure he about did that too. You understand? They have no morals in the Christian church. Everything goes under the sun in the Christian church. It don't matter what it is, whether it's homosexuality, lesbianism, whether it's drugs, whether it's sleeping with other men's wives, adultery, a woman sleeping with another man while she has a man. It does not matter to these people, man. The Christian church is the house of Satan. It's a whorehouse. everything goes in a whorehouse. You know, when you look at different movies, and they have whorehouses and, you know, what they call saloons, and, you know, stuff like that, where you can go and pay for sex, illicit sex. You understand? Everything goes. It's nothing that the whores won't do in the whorehouses. And that the Christian church is the biggest whorehouse on the planet. And any and everything goes. But let me play the video from this cat real quick. This is what he had to say about what's going on now. Let's hear him out.
Moment today to give a bit of context and clarity around the message that you're about to receive. For the past days, there have been any number of stories and blogs and social media about me. And I believe that the body of Christ and those who are leaders are to be held to a higher standard according to Scripture. And a part of today's message speaks to those places that have been swirling. I want to make it clear that though my conversational and emotional breaches are wrong, this was not physical or sexual. I've only ever been with one woman, that is my wife. The areas where I have missed the mark do not absolve me of responsibility. But I wanted to give you context and clarity so that you can receive this message the way God intends for it to be received. It is my prayer that God would allow your heart to be open, your spiritual ears to be attentive to what he's saying to the church. That my life be an example to you of how God wants integrity and holiness to be the calling cards of his leaders. To my wife, I love you, I honor you today for loving me, for walking with me, not only in therapy, but for the insight you've given me to begin to do the work as we have been doing for some time now, and to continue in that process. Thank you, Adventist. I love and honor you, and I thank God for you and our children. To the Relentless Church, may the very best days of our church be in front of us, because they are certainly not behind us. God bless you. Now let's go to church.
Good night. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. You understand? They always got some old sorry speech and just disgusting, man. I've only ever been with one woman, and that's my wife. No, he's lying, okay? Because it all started coming out right after that about that child he was molested. You understand? And he's clearly a homosexual. You understand? He's clearly a homo. So he's been with, I'm sure, a bunch of men as well. You understand? But, I mean, man, this stuff has to stop. All right? This stuff right here has to come to an end. All right? Because this is ridiculous as hell. Okay? Now let's jump to something else that I wanted to get off into was civil rights leaders, you understand, marching, protesting, you know, man, this right here is completely ridiculous. And I got a couple of videos. I got an article about this sister here. This sister, Eleanor Holmes Norton, okay? She turned around and she worked for the ACLU for a period of time. Matter of fact, I think she still is an activist and still works for them now to this day. I really believe. But I'm going to read the article and I'm going to bring out a couple of points on it as well. Okay, it says, how defending the rights of racists protected the freedom of all. Okay, now that right there is ridiculous in itself. Okay, because here it is, and this is nothing more than Christianity at its finest. To turn around and protect and love the man that has been hating and abusing you since forever. All right, and I don't find it funny that they put it like this and saying that defending the rights of racists protected the freedom of all. And her angle was using the First Amendment. You understand, your First Amendment right. Okay, and we're gonna go into this a little bit, and then we're gonna get the video and read. I believe we got a little more of another article as well, but let's see. It says before, and I'm gonna skip through it just a little bit to get to the meat. All right, it says before I joined the ACLU, I was a citizen who made full use of my free speech rights. It did not take much for a girl growing up in the nation's segregated capital to become an activist. Okay, so it's nothing for a black person to become an activist. All you gotta do is just go sign up, and you can be what they so-called call an activist, when really, I mean, you are acting for real. You understand? That's all you're truly doing, is just simply acting. You're not getting anything done. You're not accomplishing any goal, okay? Nothing is getting solved and worked out because of these activists, all right, such as Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, this sister here, Eleanor Holmes Norton. Every single activist that has so-called, even the ones today, that so-called are out here trying to defend and protect the rights of African Americans all over the country, they're doing it wrong. And they're not achieving and accomplishing anything, all right? But let's read a little more. It says, the activism which sent me to Mississippi with the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, in 1963, was made possible by the First Amendment. Okay, now that's another group organized by Martin Luther King, the SNCC. All right, I believe it's the Southern. Damn, I had to see what it is. Something Christian Coalition, something like that. I'll get the name of it. And then it says, growing up in the District of Columbia was ample preparation for the civil rights movement, not only because of racial segregation in the nation's capital, but also considering that D.C. was directly controlled by the federal government until the 1973 Home Rule Act and had no mayor or city council and no members of Congress. Deprived of the basics of democracy, compelled to abide by racial segregation and denied representation in Congress, my hometown prepared me to look at the First Amendment for change. All right, so like First Amendment for change. So that was her angle. She thought that, okay, we're gonna use the First Amendment, our right and freedom of speech, and then we're gonna take over. You understand? That's what she thought. Okay, and she was sadly mistaken. And it says police were more used to unruly crowds than demonstrators conducting sit-ins or peacefully picketing and occupying white-only spaces. Let me tell you something. They're used to that. There are people does things like that all the time. White people peacefully break the law and peacefully commit crimes all the time. And you know what? They know full well how to deal with it. They don't turn around and just blow the brains out of their people, you understand, because they've committed a crime. But they will do it to you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You understand? But she's making an excuse for the police, saying that they don't know how to deal with, they didn't know how to deal with Martin Luther King and his nonviolent approach and the things that they were doing, okay? That led to nothing. I mean, it only got worse for us, okay? Martin Luther King said that himself, that I believe I led my people into a burning house. And that's exactly what he did. He did not help this problem that we have here in this country, none whatsoever. It has only gotten worse by him selling us out to this devil, all right? And it says, policy, although nonviolent, many of our actions were illegal, yet police had no training for handling such tactics. Yes, they do. They know how to deal with somebody that goes in and robs a bank with a gun, and they know how to deal with a person that goes in and robs a bank with a note. You understand? They know full well how to do. White people been robbing banks since what's his name? Billy the Kid. I think it was Billy the Kid that was here in Salem. He was robbing every goddamn bank and Federal Reserve and whatever else had some money in it. He robbed everything here in the state of Missouri. Okay? The state of Missouri. He was stealing every damn thing. And guess what? It took them a long time to catch him. You understand? A long time. They ran into him a couple times and they still didn't kill him. You understand? So they know how to deal with their people. Whether, like I said, you commit a crime, you rob a bank with a damn gun, or you turn around and rob it with a slip, and, you know, and a mask and some gloves on, and say, and read a note and say, "Give me the money." Don't say nothing. Don't push the button. You understand? They know what they're doing. All right? And then it says, eventually though, billy clubs and arrests met their match as public opinion grew to favor the civil rights activists who used the First Amendment. Now, they really claim that, I mean, this sister has lost her mind talking about the billy club and the police officers met their match when they are still killing our people to this day. What did my boy Wilder say? To this day. You understand? They still doing it to this day. The general just brought out another brother that got choked and killed by the police. I mean, they steady doing it. They shot the brother, what's his name, Jacob Blake. You understand? The brother was breaking up a fight. He trying to solve the problem amongst his people and turned around and got shot in the damn back, 8 times? 7 or 8 damn times. And now the man is paralyzed. And we're going to pull that story too. We're going to pull that one out next too. He had to appear in court. You understand? He is charged with a crime and not the damn police. And this sister here is talking about the police met their match. You understand? If they did, Jacob Blake wouldn't have got shot. Sandra Bland wouldn't have got shot. Tamir Rice wouldn't have got shot. You understand? What's my man's name? Eric Gardner wouldn't have got choked out on the corner. You understand? Philando Castile wouldn't have got blown away in the car with his woman and the baby. None of these things would have happened if the damn police had really met their match. If that marching and walking and talking and singing and dancing really did something, they would have met their match and it never would have happened. But they didn't. All right? And it says, in turn, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which barred discrimination in public and private accommodations. It also provided a remedy for discrimination in employment and mandated an agency to enforce the new rights. And let me tell you something, what they have not done was enforced any damn thing in employment either. You understand? They didn't turn around and now, because of this Civil Rights Act and all of that, and pass this law to where now, you know what, we have to give them jobs and we're going to do it. We're over 51, 52% unemployed in this country. Now even more than that due to the pandemic. You understand? Now it's because of the pandemic, I'm pretty sure that it went through the roof, damn near about 80%. Because jobs have been shutting down all over the place. We was already in a bad situation by not having damn jobs just because the devils was turning around and simply denying us because they want the money for themselves. They don't want us to have a job. If it's not for us working in these damn sweat boxes and these warehouses and these fast food joints, they wouldn't even have any money. They wouldn't even have any because who's going to work? Them? You understand? You kidding me? That's a joke. They don't work at all, but they will sit and monitor you and make sure you're doing your job. You understand? One of my contracts was 2 devils that worked the office, okay, and 1 sister that was the secretary. The devils didn't know how to do anything, and every time I would talk to this sister, she was always telling me how she's at risk for losing her job damn near every single day. She even told me, she said that they didn't even want to give me the job, but I know how to run and do everything in her. She does. She actually runs the whole place. And I sit there when I come there to do my work, because I don't work for them. When I come there to do my work, she is the only one in there working, doing everything. And then the 2 devils are sitting there watching the cameras to make sure that the brothers that's on the outside is doing their damn job out there. You understand? That's what they doing. And then on their spare time, they looking up cars and hunting and fishing and boating and whatever the hell interests them. But they ain't doing no work. The damn slaves are. You know, so that that didn't do any damn thing for employment as well. We had our own businesses before this mess even took place. And it was not a good idea to turn around and force yourself to go sit in their restaurants when you should have forced your damn self to go into your own people's restaurants. That's what you should have done. You should have forced yourself into mom and pop's chicken wings instead of trying to go to damn Lee's. You understand? And now it's a Lee's and oh my God, and Church's chicken on every damn corner almost in the black community. Now the Arabs done got hip to it. Now they done put crispy chickens all in the damn hood on the other damn corners. And it is ridiculous, man. But this sister is souped all the way up if she think that nonsense did anything for black people. All right. Let me skip down a little bit. Let's see. The Equal Opportunity Commission said, perhaps needless to say, I could not have imagined that I would one day be appointed by President Carter to head the EEOC. The revolution in basic rights that the civil rights movement achieved depended on First Amendment protected speech and action by people of every race and background who pushed the amendment to its limits. Let me tell you something. Everybody was not affected by this. You understand? There has been Chinese people in this country since forever. There has been Korean and Japanese and Russian, Italian, even Africans. And this has not affected any of them in no type of way, shape, form, or fashion. And guess what? If we had attended to our own business and our own issues, then guess what? It would not have affected us either. Okay? But then it says, we had no power except for the power guaranteed us by the right to speak and to protest. Okay? And those protests and you speaking up did nothing. It did nothing for our people. It says, except for our audacity, SNCC's insistence on directly confronting segregation was not that different from the marches and demonstrations led by Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Council. That's it. That's the SNCC. All right. And it says, but as activists, we did not litigate for our rights. Our weapon was the First Amendment. We demanded our our rights in the streets, at lunch counters, and at other public places in nonviolent confrontation, wherever power could be challenged. Now that right there, that kind of reminds me, Commander General Yohana has said that when the white people had started putting businesses across the street from theirs, he said the black-owned businesses, the owners were standing outside of the businesses looking across the street as Martin Luther King and other people like Eleanor Holmes Norton had started marching their way into the white restaurants, the white establishments, forcing them to feed them, forcing them to take their money when they didn't even want you in there. They didn't want you in there. But you turned around and they really thought that it was something special to get bust upside the head in order to eat some bland food. Because they still cook the same way. They don't put any seasoning on anything. You understand? Mashed potatoes in a box. The sisters was making mashed potatoes. Take a potato, boil that bad boy, and mash the hell out of it. Boy, you had a good mashed potato. But now you get flakes out of a box stirred with a little water. You understand? And some butter thrown on the top of it. And you really think that that's eating. You really thought that was something special. And Commander Junior Hunter said that our people standing across the street looking at what's going on as their businesses are failing. Here it is, you're forcing yourself to go into theirs. When you should have said, you know what? Look at that, White Castle and whatever, Billy's Chicken, whatever the hell it was. You know what? Damn, I hate that they put that thing in our neighborhood. Now, let me go to Big Bertha, you understand, and get some good old chicken for real. Let me go to Pop's Chicken. You understand? Whatever the names, of the businesses may have been. Okay? But they really thought that this was special. Okay? And they turn around and it's just like on the movie Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. When they turned around and was traveling, and they turned around and go into their establishment, everybody in there white looking at them crazy. Like, I can't believe these niggas that came in here. And then Martin Eddie Murphy played as the slickster. He was the one that was slick. And Eddie Murphy Martin Lawrence was like the chump. You understand? He was like the big. So he turned around and he said, how much for 2 slices of apple pie? She like, what apple pie? You understand? Like, she don't even see no pie. Whole pie sitting on the counter. And then he turned around, ma'am, lady, we would like 2 slices of that apple pie. So then Eddie Murphy steps in. He tried to be slick with it. He said, you know what, let me handle this. He pulled out the money. And he said, excuse me, how much for 2 of those slices of apple pie? And she pulled out a big old shotgun and said, how about I turn y'all into nigger pie? You understand? And then turned around and told him, the next station is 35 miles down the road. You understand? Now that's the type of stuff that our people was really going through. You understand? They was really going through that to where they did not want us in their establishments. And they turned around. What was the name of that movie that we just watched? We just watched the movie to where a sister had a restaurant, good popping restaurant. They was doing like some type of freedom thing, almost like what's her damn name, man? I forgot the sister's name. It Rosa Parks. She was doing something like where she had different connections on the way to where you could hide out and this and that. You understand? Or you could get stuff to eat and all of that along the way from captivity to freedom, right? And then they had a restaurant where a sister had owned, and they goes to this same restaurant trying to find her because they couldn't find the sister. You understand? They hadn't heard from her in a while. This is one of their connects where they was moving people. You understand? And this is where one of their stops where they knew that they could go there. But when they went, they turned around and the place had been renamed. It was all white. You understand? When the 3 black people had walked in, they turned around and the 2 devils that was in there talked, one behind the counter and one sitting on the other side eating. They looking at each other like, what the hell they doing there? So then they sit down. You know what I'm saying? They give them the menu, and then the sister said, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. The sister runs to the bathroom. The brother looking at the walls. He's like something he just had a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Something just didn't look right to him. He looking at the walls like, why do white people paint walls white? You understand? And then his foot slipped on the tile, and the tile was moved. So what they did was they redid the whole place, renamed it, and then when the sister was coming from the bathroom, she heard the white boy in there talking and said, oh, they in there for this and that, and said, hey, we got to get the hell out of there. They start running, and then before you know it, one of them damn pickup trucks come right up on them, shotguns, shooting at them, trying to kill them. At the same way they did that sister that was in that thing. You want to say something?
So like I was just going to say, Lovecraft Country is the name of the series that we're talking about.
God. And that thing right there, that tripped me out. I said, damn. But this kind of stuff actually happened. You know what I mean? They got records of it. It happened everywhere. Okay? But this sister here really believed that forcing themselves in their lunch counters actually did something for black people. Because now, we can't even go get a job. You understand? They don't even want us working in their fast food joints. They don't want us in their McDonald's. They just here in St. Louis a few years ago, I think about 6 years ago, they had a major protest where the people was getting tired of being paid minimum wage. They just couldn't keep up with, you know what I'm saying, all of the damn high rent and the high electric bills, the high gas bills, the high damn grocery list that they couldn't keep up with it on minimum wage. So they turned around and protested for more money. And you know what happened to them people, man? They fired all of the adults and then hired all of their children instead of giving them a raise. You understand? The damn cost of living goes up every single year. But minimum wage stayed the same, $5.25 for I think 26, 27, 28 years. Almost 30 long years before they even decided on changing minimum wage from $5.25 to $7.25. And these people was tired of it and they protested. And guess what they got? They got fired as a result of it, man. And then now you see every last adult that was working in that McDonald's, their kids is working in their place now. Their children is working in their place. You needed to have paid them more so they could take care of their children. Not turn around and fire their parents and hire the children, man. And I'm not hating on the kids having a job. You understand? They need things to do as well, but give all of them a job. Give them the damn raise if you was right. If the white man was so-called right, that he would have gave them what they needed to survive. You understand? There would be no such thing as no minimum wage being, I think it's $8.25 now. I forgot how many years it took for it to jump to that. But it's been a long time, okay? He has been underpaying our people for the longest. And we work the hardest and the most and the best, and we are still underpaid in this place. All right? But let's keep on. Power presented itself as outright racial segregation in the South and as unavoidable racial discrimination in the North. Our most effective ammunition were demonstrations and other forms of activism where we beholden to the First Amendment to make our case. So they kept saying, oh, it's our right to speak and talk. Okay? First Amendment, freedom of speech. And they really thought that that was pertaining to them. Like, nobody wants to hear you. Nobody cares about Black Lives Matter. Nobody cares about your First Amendment, you talking and running your mouth saying, I am a man and I want to be free. They don't give a damn. You're wasting your breath. You understand? You're wasting your time, man. And now here's the kicking part of this one. It says the fruits of the movement's First Amendment's action also led to two more landmark civil rights laws. The 1965, here it is, pay attention, Voting Rights Act assured the right to vote in southern states. Now, I mean, what does it matter when you have the right to drop a ballot in a box, but you can't even freely walk across your street? Michael Brown was walking across the street. You understand? Now, what vote could we have voted that would ensure that young man to be able to walk back home, you understand, in one piece and not with his brains blowed out? Tamir Rice, okay? Freedom of speech and acts and things like that. He was playing with a toy. And that day he wasn't free. So what vote can we vote to where we can make sure that our children can play in a damn park and won't get, the cops did a drive-by on this kid. You can go and look at the video. They turned around and just jumped out of the vehicle on him and shot him dead. When the person that made the call, it was a white person. It was a white person, of course. But they did say that I believe it's a toy. But when they found out that he was African American, that's all they needed. That's what they asked you. That's what they asked you on the phone. Is the male, is he white male, African American? You understand? Hispanic? They ask you this. Why? So they know how to deal with you when they pull up. This went viral. I forgot whose shooting this happened after, but there was a white man in, I forgot where this happened at too. But he held the police hostage. He had somebody else hostage. He turned around and did a shootout with, I think it was 82 cops. You understand? He did all, and you know what happened to him? He lived. And he had an assault rifle and was in a standoff with the police. And this dude lived. But this kid, somebody said, hey, I'm just a little worried. The kid, he has a gun. I believe it's a toy. I just want to make sure. It's a toy. It was a white woman. It was a Karen. Okay? It was a Karen they called. And she turned around and told the police, I believe it's a toy. And they still approached him as if he was an armed damn criminal. 13-year-old kid. 13-year-old kid. And they blew him away right there in the damn park. And all he had was a toy, man. The white man is the devil. But this sister thinks she said the fruits of their movement. Ain't no fruit come from that junk but some dead fruit. That's all. And now we got dead bodies all over this place because of the because of the dead fruit that came from these movements. By us steady wanting to join together with these people, we're steady dying. They haven't let up off their trigger yet. So there is no fruits of this movement, man. We can still complain about the same things that they was complaining about in the 60s. The same thing. So it hasn't resulted in anything. Okay? But voting is number one. They really emphasize that vote. And if you go and vote, you're a damn fool. They even got in the same article where the guy is urging people to turn around and do an absentee ballot instead of in the mail. Because Trump is slowing down the mail and it might not get there on time. So he wants you to turn around and go and do an absentee ballot so you can get your vote in, like as if it really counts and matters. It don't matter. Your vote don't matter, just like your black life don't. Your black life don't matter to them, and your damn vote don't matter to them. Go ahead.
So like they pushing it through social media too. Every day I see a notification at the top like register to vote or
Right.
your vote counts.
Right.
They probably don't allow you to do it through these social media platforms too.
They are. I saw something that said on Facebook today to ask me that I can go ahead and register, push a button to do something. I'm like, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, this is social media. That's supposed to be where people just is communicating with friends and family, not going to go vote. You understand? Like, that's ridiculous. But it is what it is. All right. Let's go a little further. It says, where the vote had been all but denied for a century, and the 1968 Fair Housing Act barred discrimination in housing, one of the most tenacious forms of racial bias. And let me tell you something. They still are discriminating when it comes to housing. California, how many years ago was this? I believe maybe 10 years ago, somewhere. This was after this, though. This was after the 60s, okay? To where they got hit with a class action lawsuit where they had to pay back, I can't even remember, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million black Hispanics and Native Indians out in the state of California because of them discriminating against them on housing. You understand? So how did this fix anything? How did this civil rights leader fix? What is the fruit of the damn marching and protesting if 10, 20 years later it's still happening? And guess what? It's still happening today. All right? And it says, however, the 1960s was not only the decade of the civil rights movement. These were also historic years for the Warren Court, when the court broke with prior decades and issued some of its great civil liberty decisions. Right? Besides the most groundbreaking ending racial segregation in public schools, the district was among the plaintiffs. The Warren Court issued opinions ensuring equal representation in state legislatures. Let me help you out with something else. That was not a good idea to turn around and make their public schools integrate. It was not a good idea for us to integrate with them on no level, because look at what's happening now. Now that we done integrated into their schools, what's the name of the program? The pipeline, the prison, to where they got the school program set up, and they deprive our students, our children, of an education while they're going to school and setting them up for failure the whole time, and got them going straight to jail right after that. And you had so many different principals and teachers that was involved in this, that was directly denying our children the proper education. So guess what? So that they could send them, they could say, hey, this child needs nothing but juvenile. This child needs nothing but prison time. This child needs nothing but to be locked away. That's what they said. And we got another article that I wanted to pull too, as far as them trying to try 12 minors as adults, 12 of them. All right, let's finish this one real quick. It's expanding constitutional rights for defendants. Now, as many of our brothers and sisters that we have that's incarcerated, that have not committed crimes, I doubt that this stuff works. I doubt that they have equal representation. They don't. You understand? Lawyers now, what they do is they require a retaining fee for them to even get started on your case. And depending on the nature of your case, your retainer fee can be $2,500, $5,000, $10,000 or more before they even begin and go and sign on your behalf and say that I'm going to represent this person. So most of our people have to go do what? Get a public defender. Someone that's only, on your behalf just for a hot second, but they actually work for the state as well. You understand? Now you talk about conflict of interest. How do you turn around and hire a person to go and work for the person you try to put in prison? It doesn't make sense. So we still don't even have equal representation in this place. All right? And now here is the jaw dropper right here. And opening the path for legalization of abortion. You understand? That's what this activist was doing in her time when she has been working with the ACLU. You understand? To turn around and push things of that nature on black people. Okay? And let me see, we got a little time. I'm gonna pull. Oh, I want to show this picture right here, man, of this young guy. I forgot. I wanted to pull this after the sexual deviance. This is what happens, man. And this guy's on social media, and I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he even got shaped up like a girl, but this cat here was molested when he was little. You understand? And now he is a flaming homosexual. He's a full-out girl. You understand? If y'all can see the screen, man, look at this cat. He's on social media posting pictures of himself and bragging on having the shape of a woman, man. You understand? And those sexual deviants, like those preachers and those Christians that are molesting children, they are responsible for this right here. You understand? I hate that this young man even did this to himself. Whatever he could have done, you understand? But the cat is shaped up like a goddamn girl. And that's not supposed to be. Okay? That is not supposed to be. But because of these preachers have to fulfill their lust, just have to turn around and molest all the kids in the church, because these family members have to molest their cousins because they Christians, because they love Jesus. They got the love of Jesus in them. This is what's happening to them, man. This is what's happening to them, and that is completely disgusting. And then some of the comments, I hate that some of the sisters was talking about why he's so fine. Damn how he was looking, even if he was ugly. You understand? Even if he was damn ugly, why in the hell is he a damn homosexual? I don't care how the man look. I don't want my brothers to be goddamn homosexuals. All right? But let me pull. Okay, this article here with this sister, Eleanor Holmes Norton. Okay? Let's see. 1 second. I'll pull this out. It's got a short video too. I'm gonna end up playing the video as well. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me, everybody. All right, now check this out. Now this is Eleanor Holmes, and they did another article on her. They did several on her, okay, reflecting on her past and everything that ended up happening. And it says, Eleanor Holmes Norton helped organize the first march on Washington 57 years later, she's prepared to do it all again. Now, wait a minute. Where's the fruits of all of this labor and hard work that you so-called been doing? You understand that you've already done? You helped organize. This sister helped organize the March on Washington. She sat down with that Bayard Rustin. He's the one that actually put it together. People, give it to Martin Luther King, but Bayard Rustin was the one that actually organized the entire thing. And guess what? Bayard Rustin was a flaming homosexual. As soon as the civil rights movement was over, they turned around and switched it to the damn gay rights. You understand? But let's read a little bit of this, and then we're going to play a little clip of the video. It says, it was 57 years ago when more than 250,000 men and women came to Washington, D.C. to march for jobs and freedom. Now notice how they put the jobs in front of the freedom. You understand? Because that's what was supposed to have been first, was the damn freedom. That's what Martin Luther King claimed he was doing all of this for, was for the freedom of his people. But he really wasn't. He even said it in another speech where the day before they did the march, was he turned around and started talking about money that the government was so-called giving to farmers. And then when he got there, it wasn't about that money or no damn freedom. It was about joining hands with the oppressor. It was about little black boys and little white boys sitting down holding hands together. Little black girls and little white girls sitting down holding hands together. When that was ridiculous and it was wrong and it was evil, man. And that's why the Lord put Martin Luther King to death. All right? But it said, Eleanor Holmes Norton also took to those same steps that year, playing a pivotal role in the planning of the March on Washington for jobs and freedom. All right? No freedom nowhere. We still are not free. All right? And it says, D.C. Dale Eleanor Holmes Norton said her parents did not shield her from the ugliness of racism and discrimination as a child growing up in the segregated District of Columbia. The lessons she learned prepared her for a movement that would change laws, histories, and life. And guess what? It did change life, you understand, for black people. It got worse. All because of these so-called activists, these so-called black leaders, these so-called black politicians, and these black Christians, and these black preachers. Look at what's happening to poor black people all over this country. Look at what's happening to them. More drugs is in our community now. Has any one of them addressed? They going to go vote every damn year. They vote every election. They push and vote. They come out and speak on those issues, but you never find them in the community trying to solve the drug problem. You never find them in the community trying to solve the damn prostitution problem. We got a whole lot of goddamn problems that we can be working on fixing instead of us trying to go fix the damn problem in the White House. Trying to go vote saying that we need to be equal here. Nobody else is even fighting that fight. I have not seen one Chinese person that owns a restaurant or beauty supply in this place go and march on Washington or any city hall or do anything or open their mouth instead of saying, I want to take an order. That's all I ever heard them say. I ain't never heard them say nothing about Chinese lives matter. I ain't never heard them say, I am a man. I can't see. My eyes is crossed and I'm ding dong. But you understand, I am a man. I've never heard them say that. I've never heard them or seen them even think about doing it. None of them, just recently, what they got? One Chinese man that's a cop? You know what I'm saying? One Chinese man that's a cop in this country. They lost one damn kong ding ding. Who cares? You understand? Who cares? I have not seen no Chinese people try to join this place. You understand? Look, I know the world is coming to an end. I seen an African working at Dollar Tree yesterday. You understand? No more brain shock, but the world is coming to an end. Whom Boo Boo was in the goddamn Dollar Tree ringing up. And it was funny as hell, man. I was laughing my ass off inside. The brother was sitting there. He had one of them little small drone thing. He kept flying it up, playing in the damn air. He was working shit out that area. The line was all the way at the back of the damn store. And the brother was taunting it. I know he was doing it on purpose too. And I ain't even mad at him, man. But Jake walking around, he playing with the goddamn little drone, and the African ringing his stinky ass off, boy. I'm talking about, man, he had a long line, boy. I'm telling you. I wanted the brother to hurry up and do something, and open up a line so he can get me out of there, because I don't like lines. But, man, it was funny as hell. And he was working his ass. I said, damn, no more grading shops. No more taxi cabs. You understand? Them Africans driving the hell out of taxis. Can't even damn drive. You understand? But they drive the hell out of some goddamn taxis, man. But, like I said, it's over, y'all. You understand? Boom Boo Boo was working at Dollar Tree. It's over. Okay? It is done. It's finished. All right? But, man, I'm telling you, this stuff here, this sister, you know what I'm saying, and these black activists and the different things that they have done was actually against, you understand, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. It worked against us. It did not work in our favor. You know what I mean? At all. And we got another article where these people at these companies, what they're doing is they're all, you know how a person say cash in on something? They're all starting to cash in on, let me find this other story. And then I want to bring this out about the teenagers that they turn around and are now trying as adults. Governor Parson, they had just switched it to 17 to 18 just recently, to where you can try a 17 or 18-year-old as an adult if they commit a crime, you know what I'm saying, if they armed criminal action or any type of crime with a gun. They're going to try a 17 or 18-year-old as an adult. Now Governor Parson is in there pushing it down to 12. And now they got 12 young brothers, man, that's in prison that they are trying as an adult. They even got the youth mentor that was dealing with these 12 children. They didn't even listen to them. The police, the legislators, the government, everybody is in favor, right behind Parsons, 1,000% to take it down to 12, so that they can do what? So they can turn around and make more criminals out of our children. You understand? But the mentor had actually went into the houses and got a chance to meet the children, meet the parents. You understand? Most of them single parent homes. Okay, most of them didn't even have a goddamn father around. Okay, the mother was on drugs. The one brother that turned around and shot the guy at the mall just recently, shot him at the Galleria. He had the opportunity to mentor him when he was a child, locked up in the juvenile detention center over on Vanderbilt. You understand? For committing a crime back when he was, I think, maybe 12 or 13. And when he went to his house, he found out that, man, the mother was on drugs. You understand? No father around. They was living in some horrible conditions, but no help for them. You understand? No help for them whatsoever. Okay? The mentor was asking the young man, you know, what do you want to do with your life? He told me, he said, I want to go to the military. And the mother jumped up and said, oh, no son of mine is going into the U.S. military at all. Okay? And that was actually a good thing. But the bad thing is that the family could not get any help. They was poor as hell, barely eating, barely paying bills, barely damn living, man. You understand? And that's oppression put on us by the oppressor, by the blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil that you love so much. You love him so much. And in the meanwhile, he's oppressing the hell out of our families. You understand? Give a sister a little help, give her a little Section 8 and a little damn wick and welfare, but then tell her she can't have no man. Can't no man be in that house. Like, this is what they have been doing for years. And when they talked to him when he was, like I said, I think about 13, okay? They turned around and they found out, they said he could barely even speak up. The little boy was so weak, so hurt. And then he got on drugs himself. I mean, of course, because hell, his mother was on drugs. Nothing but drugs all over the damn community. He got on drugs too, and he's out of his mind. And from a teenager, from a 12-year-old, started committing these crimes all the way up until the age he is now. You understand? And now they're trying to put him away as an adult for the crime that he did when he was, 12 and 13. You understand? Like, it's ridiculous, man. It was another brother in there another little young brother that, and these are all children, man. These are all children. And they had, of course, no father in the home, the mother barely around, whatever she was doing, she's destroyed. The damn child is destroyed, left to raise themselves, the best way they know how, getting into all manner of evil, man, doing all kinds of things, trying to survive, trying to damn survive. And that's what this animal, this is the kind of circumstances the animal put us in, man. Like I said, that white man that you love so much and that you're fighting, that Eleanor Norton is fighting to go join together with, that's the type of thing that you miss, you understand, while you're sitting here trying to sit at the table with white people and eat and thinking that you're going to wine and cheese just like them and live the life among white people. Yours are being destroyed. While these so-called leaders are breaking their necks and their backs to join together with the oppressor, here it is, our children are being destroyed left and right. Okay? Our families are broken left and right. They are destroyed. The black woman is left to figure out how she's going to survive when she needs a man to protect her and her children. The children are left to try to protect the mother and take care of the family and start doing all kinds of things, man, just to make money. Just to try to turn around and, feed their family and stuff like that. And these are the conditions that they put these kids in, and then turn around and want to try them as an adult. And everybody is in favor of stoning these kids, man. Stoning them. The second one that they had mentioned, they was talking about how they said, oh no, he was 14. And they said how he is mature enough to stand trial as an adult. And the youth mentor is saying he is not. You understand? This person, like I said, they're not even taking, this person has a degree, works with children, mentored them, has been doing it for years. You understand? And they haven't even taken into consideration anything that this person had said about any of these children. Governor Parson and every other official and the police and everybody is in favor of damn locking up and murdering 12-year-old children, man. You understand? They are all in favor for it. And the mentor is steady saying that these people need resources. You understand? I've been into their homes. I saw the type of conditions that they living in. I saw that, there's only one parent there. There's the mother. Father around. They living in horrible housing. You understand? They have no food in their refrigerators. These people need resources. This is why these children are going out and doing the things that they're doing, because of the conditions that you put them in. And all the police say, yep, I'm in favor. The politicians, black and white, yep, I'm in favor. Let's start locking them up. They say the world would be a better place if we was off the streets. And I say the world would be a better place if, that the devil that the Bible speaks of was in chains where he belongs. This is why we need to be served in Christ, so that he can return, man. So the Lord can look down from heaven and say, you know what? Go and save my people. Go and get them. You understand? That's what we need to do. So it's time for our people to come in here. It's time for us to come together as a nation of people. Look at what's going on. I mean, how many more of our children got to be neglected in order for you to come together? How many more of our children got to get molested for you to come together? How many more of our men got to get put in prison and murdered by police for you to come together? How many more of our women got to be left alone and have to turn around and start doing immoral things like using their body in order to pay bills and buy things for their children? How many more of our children, our people, do we have to see suffer in this manner before we decide on really actually getting it together, man, and coming together as a damn people, instead of going to go be an activist and fighting for a goddamn voting right, to where the vote doesn't even mean a goddamn thing. You understand? While you worried about voting for the White House, we need to be voting on the black man being in the black house. Commander Junihana says it all the time. That's what the black house needs, is a fucking man in it. You understand? So we can turn around and lead our families, man. Not go and vote, and who cares who is running Washington? You understand? I don't give a damn. I don't care if it's Trump, Forrest Gump. I wouldn't care who's in office. You understand? None of them are going to turn around and make any decisions to improve the lives of black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They turned around and had our people so souped up when Barack Obama was in office. Oh my God, it was terrible. It was the first black president. And then they had children doing projects all over. They was putting it on the news. You know what I'm saying? Just making a mockery of our kids. They didn't know no goddamn better. They didn't know that Barack Obama was an African. But he was a so-called first black man because he drank beer and played basketball. You understand? That don't mean nothing. But he did nothing for black people. He did nothing for us. At the height of us being murdered by the police, he sends out a blue alert to help protect the damn police. He didn't send out a black alert and say, you know what, you got to stop murdering these black people, man. And we're going to make sure that you stop. And we're going to turn around, and any cop that does it, we're going to put a black alert on you, and you're going to be arrested. They didn't do that. But he put out an alert for the damn police to make sure they're safe. So much for your so-called first black president that didn't even give a damn about the damn people that he's supposed to represent. They had preachers all over the place praying, holding, laying hands on him, saying that he was the savior. And he didn't save no goddamn body. He didn't help none of us. He turned around and so-called gave you free health care. That really killed me. That really killed me. He had everybody, Steve Harvey, what's the other radio personality? Ricky Smiley, damn P. Diddy. He had Jay-Z and Beyonce. He had all the celebrities behind him. So, oh, he's trying to give people free health care. When it was already free health care out. It was already Medicare and Medicaid free. Now I heard the lines be long, and you're going to wait a long ass time to get seen in a clinic, in a free clinic. But it's free. You understand? You just got to wait about 6 hours. You understand? But it's free. Okay? And it's been free. But he turned around and penalized you if you didn't have the damn free health care coverage. That was just to snatch people's taxes back, man. It was just another way to take money from poor people. To turn around and give you something free. If it's free, why you gonna penalize me?
So look,
go ahead.
and if you didn't meet the spin down, like you gotta start your spin down before they offer you the coverage of whatever Medicaid or Medicare that you apply for. You gotta meet the spin down. I know somebody that literally was looking for in-home health care services and was bragging about Obamacare, but come back and say, but oh, I gotta pay this $2,000 spin down first.
Good night. Yeah, that's how they did it. That's how they did us, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that we continue to fall for, and this is every year. This is every election. This is all the damn time. We keep getting fooled by these people. What they say? We keep falling for the okie doke. You understand? We fell for the banana in the tailpipe. You know, we keep looking forward to these people fixing us. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull that scripture as well. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me find the scripture. One second. 1 second. Let me get this scripture real quick. Hold on 1 second. Uh-oh. 1 second. Hold on. There we go. This right here, man. I mean, this scripture right here, when the men over me laid this one on me, man, this was good night. So like, damn, they got pop-ups on every goddamn app now. Good night. So like, all right. When this got dropped on me, man, I was like, good damn night. All right. Okay, this is Lamentations 4:17, man. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. Vain means worthless, okay? And something that's worthless, what is it worth? It's not, you understand? If you have something in your house that's worthless to you, you do what with it? You throw it away. You get rid of it. You no longer hold on to it. You understand? If you have a washer machine or dryer that is worthless to you, you don't keep it in your basement forever. You don't beg and plead with the washing machine, please spin my clothes, please dry my outfit, please. You don't do that. You get rid of it. You understand? You separate from the damn broken washer and dryer, and you turn around and scrap it, set it outside for the trash people to pick it up, or whatever. However you get rid of it. You separate yourself with that broken washing machine. All right? And that's what we need to do with this broken relationship that we have with our oppressor. You understand? Is we need to separate ourselves from them. We need to turn around and treat them like that broken washer and dryer that is no longer spinning and washing and drying our clothes. And we need to go on ahead and set it out and put it in the trash. We need to separate from them. We need to turn around and get rid of these people, man. You understand? Stop thinking that we need them to survive. Stop thinking that we need them to turn around and help solve our damn problems. When us, including them, is not doing nothing but making our problems worse. And it's time for us to stop it. All right? But let me finish reading. It says, in our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Now, the thing about that is, here we are, like I said, and we are the only nation on the planet. And yes, we are a nation of people. We are Israelites. That's our nationality. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are Israelites according to the Lord. And we are a nation of people, whether you believe it or not. But here we are looking for another nation to turn around and help us. You understand? We want them to save us. We want the next president. You actually got people that's still even entertaining the thought of voting, trying to figure out who they gonna vote for. I'm seeing people post stuff about Team Biden, and these are black people. Team Trump, Team Biden, and all of that nonsense. Like, come on, man. And Biden is a predator like no other. I seen a video with him and how he was sexually assaulting little girls, trying to kiss them in the mouth. And this was at the White House and at different events where they got the camera right on this man. And you see them little white girls like trying to turn away, pull away from him. He touching on their breast, on their butt, trying to kiss them in the mouth. You understand? He's a sexual damn deviant, a goddamn pervert. And that's who you finna go vote for now. Because he's a Democrat? You understand? Like, it don't matter, Democrat or Republican, your black ass is going to lose. It don't matter which one you vote for. And you're not so smart because you're voting Democratic. You're just as dumb. Because the Democrats, they hide it. You understand? They know how to hide their racism for you. The Republicans don't give a damn. You understand? We all for the rich white folks. That's who I'm about. But you really think that because they said that, and then you got the Republicans that go around and say, oh, there needs to be programs, and the Democrats that say there needs to be programs for African Americans. You know, there needs to be parks. There needs to be community centers. There needs to be libraries. There needs to be schools. You fall for that mumbo jumbo every single election, man. Every single day. You are worried about this nation that the Lord said will never be able to save you. When are you going to open your crusty set of eyes, man, and wipe and mess out from in the corners and actually see that these people do not give a damn about us? You understand? They don't care not one bit about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right? Now let's get to the last one. One second. Let's get to the sweetie pies. Man, I know everybody have been man, good night. This right here was a huge one to everybody here in St. Louis. They really had so much hope for this family when the sister Robbie, what's her last name? I forgot her name. The sister that son had turned around and hired a hit woman to kill his nephew. Hold on one second. Let me find the story. Okay, hold on one second. Let me find it. Right. Here it is. Now this cat here, the son, man. It's a shame that the brother even did this. Is even involved in being accused of it. But I don't find it strange knowing that he once tried to rip off his mother. You understand? He turned around and this guy here, she sued her son for stealing her brand. Once she became famous, I think it was Robbie Smith, right? Yeah, Robbie Smith. Okay, the owner of Sweetie Pie. I remember when she first opened up her first location on West Florissant. We ended up, supporting that sister. Okay? And that was a long time ago. All right? And go ahead.
Is she one of the Supremes? Is Diana Ross in the Supremes? Was she the background singer?
She's the background. I'm not sure if it was the Supremes, but she was a famous singer. She's a famous singer. And can sing a little bit. You understand? And look good for an old lady. You understand? Was moving around pretty good. But the sister turned around and became famous. Oprah had featured her, on what's that channel she had? Harpo or something. I don't know. One of them channels that she had on TV. You know what I'm saying? Oprah had came up with she wanted to do a documentary about her life and her story and how she went from famous singer to now famous damn restaurant owner. And the sister, she can cook. You understand? The sister can cook. They had some good food. She ended up taking her business. She had two locations, and it went to a third location, and I believe she closed down the other two. The one on West Florissant, she closed it. Now it's like a dialysis center or something. And then the other one that she had in the Grove, you understand, that was the more popular one. You understand? Both of them was popping. You understand? The one on West Florissant and the one over on Manchester. But the one on the Grove was doing the most. Okay? And she turned around and now she built one, I want to say a $2 million location. I think she spent $2 million on the location that she got downtown. And it's huge too. You understand? It's a big restaurant. It's pretty nice. You understand? Got a nice big deck, patios, furniture, and all that on the back of it. It's pretty laid out. You know what I'm saying? And the sister was doing so well with her business, especially being featured on TV. You understand? Of course, it grew more and more business. And the son came up with a good idea to turn around and take his mother's brand and start opening different locations of his own, but with the name Sweetie Pies on it, to where now they're going to think that, okay, this is another Sweetie Pie location, but it was actually owned by the son. And the son turned around Go ahead.
He made his own franchise.
He did. Exactly. Instead of going to her to see if he can purchase the damn franchise, which would have been right. I mean, he should have involved his mother, you understand, in his venture and said, well, look, Ma, we could, because that's what other people do. That's what other businesses do. Gas stations, you can buy a damn franchise, a gas station on your own. You understand? You could take their brand, take the BP or the Shell or, you know what I'm saying, the Quick Trip. You could buy your own location and it'll be yours. You'll be doing business under, you know what I'm saying, whatever gas station you buy. So like, you can buy McDonald's. You could buy a McDonald's and you'll be doing business under the McDonald's brand, under Ronald McDonald. You'll own your own franchise. You can do cleaning companies that way. You can do food trucks that way. You understand? You can do a lot of different businesses that way. And he could have very well went and involved his mother and say, look, Ma, I got a good idea. I think we can make some cash, some more money. You know what I'm saying? If we turn around and take this and open these different locations that I looked into, and they some good locations, and we put sweetie pies up there, I'll run it, and this and that, and then we'll get paid. He could have simply did that, but the man snaked his own mother. You understand? And the sister had to sue her son for stealing, robbing her of her brand and taking business from her when he could have very well, like I said, included his mother and turned around. They could have did even more business. You understand? But this cat here, it says, Sweetie Pie's Tim Norman, exotic dancer charged in murder for hire plot. And they still talking about this. You understand? This came out about 2 weeks ago. And we ain't had time to, you know what I'm saying, to get to it because we was at events and things of that nature. But we turned around and now we own it. We own the story, man. It says, James Timothy Norman of Sweetie Pies fame is facing federal charges alleging he conspired with an exotic dancer in the murder of his 20-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery. The 41-year-old son of the legendary restaurant owner Robbie Montgomery was arrested this morning at his home in Jackson, Mississippi. And he ended up moving. If I could, I believe that once he got shut down here, I had heard, now I'm not totally sure because I wasn't in Texas, but I heard he took and opened up Sweetie Pies when he moved to Texas. You understand? I heard he did that. You understand? Once that story had came out about him robbing her and she sued him and he had to shut them locations down because one of them was up the street by my house. You understand? And as I synced it when it opened and I saw it when it shut down. And I said, damn, I wonder why they don't never be there no more. You know what I mean? And I just know Sweetie Pie's location is going to be popular. And then I'm like, damn, there's nobody ever here. It was open one day and closed the next. And then I later found out why. You understand? It's because of him robbing his mother. And then now, he turned around and did a murder plot and murdered his damn nephew. You understand? What an evil bastard, man. You understand? It says, Norman, who starred with his family in the show Welcome to Sweetie Pie, had feuded with his mother over money in recent years after she sued him for opening restaurants under the Sweetie Pies brand without her permission, according to the court records. Okay, so that's what I just broke down. Okay, let me see. And it says it was a messy public spat. It was all over the city of St. Louis of what this man did to his mother. And now it's all over the city of St. Louis of what this man has now done to his nephew. All right? It says, but federal authorities say Norman executed a far more sinister conspiracy to have his nephew killed in 2016. According to the criminal complaint unsealed today, Norman had taken out a $450,000 in life insurance policies on Andre Montgomery in 2014, and he was the sole beneficiary. In 2016, Norman was living in Los Angeles. Phone records obtained by investigators showed that leading up to Andre Montgomery's murder, Norman and a Memphis-based dancer named Tarika Ellis headed to St. Louis and communicated over burner phones.